Who are the biggest
You never want to
threats?
admit.
Yeah, who are the biggest threats to the Nuggets?
You can go first.
I think the biggest threat to the Nuggets, honestly, there is no team that's a real threat to them in the West. I think they're just that much better than a lot of the teams in the West. I mean, you could come down to it. The best duo in the West, I believe, is the Mavs and is Kyrie and Luca. But even that duo isn't coming close to like Jamal and Jokic. I think they're amazing. I think when you think about this, I think about the Celtics being a threat to them. Jokic, he's 28 points, 11 rebounds, 8 assists, averaged that in the last six against the Celtics. Against the Bucks, 29 points, 11 rebounds, 10 assists. Like the best team in the NBA, that the Celtics and the Bucks, the biggest threat to them is like that guy's just that good against them. And honestly, the way he exposed the Celtics that lack that inefficiencies with Jason Tatum, making him a non-factor in that last game they played against him. Man, the Celtics and the Bucks. It's like if that's the only chance you got for Denver to lose, it's like I don't really see how Denver got to worry about anybody. I think the biggest threats is the Celtics and the Bucks, but they're just still the mile high city, and they're above them by a lot. That's what I think. That's what I think. The pick and roll is amazing. Celtics rely too much on ISO plays with Jason Tatum. I mean, that fourth in ISO plays with Tatum, and then that seventh in efficiency with it. But even then, they take Tatum out of the ball game with it. The way they slip off putting Aaron Gordon on him, you can't bully Aaron Gordon. You can't, Jason Tatum can't bully him. And then you get Drew Holiday with the penetration. He's good. He's amazing. Get the ball to them people, but it just doesn't matter. Drew Holiday just can't score like he needs to against them. And honestly, the way they play off ball defense, the Nuggets, amazing. They stopped the Celtics. They're better than them. And then with the Bucks, you need Dame to play much better than what he's playing this season to beat them. And I don't think that happens till next season. So I think that's the biggest threat to them. But I don't think they're really worried about them. I think they might repeat. I think Denver repeats. But yeah, that's what I got. What you think?
Biggest threats. I'll say the Celtics. Celtics rely on the three ball. Like when they hit their threes, they're on, and they win majority. They win damn near majority of the games. But when the three ball isn't rolling, that's gonna probably be their Achilles heel. And that's what I said last week. I said, is that gonna are they just gonna be 3 point happy? I do agree with Aaron Gordon. Like he's gonna probably guard if they do match up in the finals. He's gonna guard Jason Tatum. And Aaron Gordon is what probably like 230, 240, whatever you want. I don't know, but he around there, what 6'9". So Jason Tatum isn't gonna be backing him down and trying to know. That's not gonna happen. And you also got Michael Porter Jr. Yes, Michael Porter Jr. isn't this amazing defender, but he's still another big body. So they're gonna probably put him on say Jalen Brown, and obviously the dribble the dribble handoff with Murray and Jokic. It's damn near unstoppable if we're being honest. But the Celtics, they do have the best lineup on paper. If you want to say the Nuggets, fine by me. I'm not gonna argue that. But they do have all these all stars on their team. Bench is still questionable outside of Al Horford, but Kristaps Porzingis is the key. If he's gonna play like what he did last week and was basically getting babied by Jokic, they're not beating the Nuggets. But if Kristaps Porzingis is on, and if we can get a good Jason Tatum in the finals because he did not show up in 22, they definitely have a chance of beating them. I probably would still put my money on it that they can beat the. They could probably beat the Nuggets. They got to hit their 3 pointers. They got to be able to drive to the hole. I know they don't like to drive to the hole, but there's really no one there. There's no rim protection there. Jokic isn't this damn near rim protector. He ain't Rudy Gobert on the defensive side. So yes, you can get there.
They rank better than on the defensive rate though. They're like in the top five.
Celtics number one though.
Celtics number one in defense. You sure? I thought it was
Last
Denver.
time I looked,
It might be Celtics. I'm pretty sure, but Denver like one. I think Denver probably
if
two.
anything, I would say they're no, they're. I think their defense. Last time I checked, because I did it last week. Their defense, I think it was top four. I think it was at number four.
It's the
So
Boston Celtics at one, then it's Denver at two.
okay, so top two defenses in the league. That's fine. Celtics, they got the best offense in the league. They score like 121 or 24 points per game. So they are able to score, and I think they do have a good chance. The Bucks, I'm not gonna lie, I get the Bucks probably not no chance against the Nuggets. I really don't. I'm only saying they're a threat just because they're second in the East and they do have Giannis and Dame. But I'm not gonna say they can beat them, but they're somewhat of a threat. Giannis Giannis is gonna give you what he does, but if Mike Malone makes a wall, what is Giannis gonna do? But now I know we got Dame now, but Dame doesn't really play that good in the playoffs. He's played good in the lesser rounds, but let's just say they get to the finals. We don't know what Dame's gonna do. I don't know. We don't know. A lot of people don't know if he's gonna show up or not. Chris Middleton be hurt. So what is he gonna look like in June? And I still don't trust them. I still don't trust they role players. So I really don't give them no shot. I said the Suns. I think they got a chance. Do I think they win? No. I think they won't win. Clippers, they got a chance. Everybody got to be healthy though. If everybody's healthy, they got a shot. They got a shot. I would probably give them. I give them 45% chance. I give 45% that they can win. The Cavs, I don't. First of all, I don't think the Cavs they not getting past probably the second round anyway. And all these other teams in the West, if the Timberwolves was healthy, I give them a shot. I give them. They said it last year. Timberwolves they gave them the hardest challenge. Even though they lost 4-1, they gave them the hardest challenge, and that's because of that big lineup. And the Timberwolves, they got a top 3 defense. Off the top of my head, they got a top 3 defense. So they really got a shot at the emergence of Ant-Man. And if Cat can come back, I don't think he's coming back. I don't think so. If anything, he might come back, say, like, later in the series. But I'm going to just say he doesn't come back. I would say they will be a threat, but not with no Cat. So, really just those teams. Bucks, Celtics, Timberwolves, healthy Timberwolves, Suns, and Clippers. Those would be my threats.
I think the Bucks got a better chance of beating the Nuggets than the Celtics. I think because you do mention though, like the Celtics have a lot of heavy 3-point shooting, and I think it's all it's all Jason Tatum. And the way when I watch that game, Jason Tatum gets snuffed out. Like Mike Malone, he tested some things out. That if just in case they seen them for the playoffs, and they made him a non-factor. They really cut them out. He really made them shoot, made the role players, like the Hauser type guys, shoot a lot of 3-point shots. He took the ball out of Tatum's hands, made him inefficient, really showed that Jaylen Brown made him have to step up and play the role that Tatum had to play. And they really clogged him up on the inside, and they made the other guys shoot the 3. So I think, honestly, when you look at it, for me, is that like the thing with the pick and roll for like with the Celtics, because Drew Holiday, his offense just isn't there. But I do think Derek White, it's gonna be Derek White, KP, Jaylen Brown. Those are guys you're gonna depend on because Mike Malone is gonna take Tatum out of the game. But I do think when I think about the Bucks, I think the better guy to have is Bobby Portis, because I think Bobby Portis' ability to hit the 3 ball, and he has the size. I think he's going to be able to fare and Doc's going to be able to use him in a way more useful situations than the role players of like the small body of a Derek White or the small body of a Drew Holiday, because I don't think Drew Holiday has enough to truly slow down a Michael Porter Jr. or Aaron Gordon or even just a Jamal, because Aaron Gordon setting that pick, that screen, and then because it's gonna that pistol action is gonna be crazy. It's gonna be Jokic. He's gonna tap pass it. He's throwing it. Soon as Jamal passes it to Jokic, it's getting tapped right up to Aaron Gordon for a slam, or they're kicking it to Michael Porter for that 3-point line. But I do think if you get Dame Dame's the ball handler, that pick coming from Giannis, you have to follow Giannis. But it's like you can't sag off on Dame. Is he gonna shoot it? But if he drives, he's kicking it to that guy, Pat Connaughton or Bobby Portis. I do think it's gonna be more of a Bobby Portis. And I think that size is what it's gonna come down. I think honestly it's just gonna come down to like size, because like man, getting bumped around really messes with your shot a lot. And I seen how it affects Jason Tatum and Jalen Brown getting bumped when they bullied KD, and then they went on and got bullied by the Bucks in that playoffs. Like I don't. And then that last game, Jokic is just too good, man. He finds that pass, and Aaron Gordon is an amazing cutter. I don't see how the offense of the Celtics can pair up with them. And Jokic loves going against his other European guys. He gonna punish KP. But KP plays pretty decent against them. But KP is not gonna be able to just sit back. He's gonna get Jokic is gonna put him in foul trouble. He's gonna put him in foul trouble. So it's gonna be really interesting to see what's gonna happen with the Celtics. I don't think what's worked for them in the regular season is gonna be able to cut it against Denver. Mike Malone is just that good of a coach. He has the better tools.
If I'm being honest, I don't take nothing away from these two games. If we're being honest,
I mean,
because like, first of all, they played them in Boston. Jokic went nuclear. Jamal Murray went nuclear, and they only won by 2 points. If Jason Tatum or Jalen Brown gives you 3 more points, they win the game. The same with in Denver. Jason Tatum had a terrible game. You just said it. Jalen Brown, he was the man. And Porzingis, he gave you 24, and they only won by 6 points.
But that's exactly what Mike Malone does, though. He does exactly that. Like you're saying, if he only gives you more, if he's taking your best player that you know, the Celtics run the fourth most ISO plays for. It's the fourth. It's Jason Tatum. You take Jason Tatum out of the equation, you make those other guys take. It's gonna always come down to the narrative. Gonna be, oh, if he just does this, if he just does, it's never gonna be that to win to beat them in a series. It's gonna always come down to that. He's gonna make those other guys pay, and they're not gonna be able to step up to play that. They can't get 28. If Jason Tatum get 28, they win. But if Jalen Brown get 28, they still lose by 6. They lose by 4 by a shot. That's just what he equates to.
How? Jalen Brown had 41. They only won by 6, and Jason Tatum had a bad game. They barely beat them.
But if it come down to who got the better stat line, yeah, the Celtics will win. But Denver is better. Denver's better. If it was that simple.
I'm not arguing that, but it's just like they just not just so much better than them. I don't think they cleared them. Like,
am I saying they cleared them?
I'm not saying. I'm just saying in general. I don't think they cleared them. If you want to say they're better, that's fine. But to say like they just can't beat them, it's like, bro, they barely won and they're bad and their best player just had a bad game. Yes, he took him out the game. Drew Holiday, like I said it earlier. I was like, I'm not worried about Drew Holiday and his offense. That's not what his game. That's not what he's there for. He's not there to give you 20 points. Derek White has basically been the 4th best scorer on the team. So if Derek White doesn't show up on the offensive end, I'm worried. If Drew Holiday doesn't show up, it's okay. As long as you bring that defensive player of the year type defense, I'm cool. But for them to win, Jason Tatum, he does have to play better. You can't go 5 for 13, brother. Like, you got it. You can't give me 13 shots. I'm sorry. And Jalen Brown give you 29. Porzingis, I'm good with Porzingis. 29 for 23 is terrible. I ain't gonna count. That's really bad for 24 points. But if they can get 20 plus points from their 3 best players, they definitely got a good chance of winning. But like if Murray he did have a bad if you want to say he had a bad game, it was really Aaron Gordon. Aaron Gordon was the difference maker in that game. Aaron Gordon might be the best slasher in the NBA damn near. Because with him and Jokic and that all the way, them alley-oops all every time to the rim, it's like, damn, you can't stop that shit. I definitely give them a good chance. Now the Bucks, like I said, I don't know what everybody else is gonna do. I don't know what Bobby Portis is gonna do. Bobby Portis hasn't even been really that good this year, we're being honest. And there's a shot that he probably won't even show up and say they do go to the finals. I'm picking Denver over Milwaukee. I'm picking them.